We stand united as Team Vision from Indian Institute of Management, Mumbai. We are ready to redefine the future. So, he is Prasad, Kabilan and Kiran and myself Likita. So going into the case, XY Corporation is one of the leading manufacturers of the diesel engines. But in the commercial vehicle space, it has been limited to providing solutions to the OEMs. The case main objective is to provide a go-to-market strategy in the aftermarket business, and also to devise a growth plan for the next 5 years, as well as to achieve a revenue of 2,000 crore by 2027 with an investment of 200 crore in a 1-year time frame. So going to the brand triangle, the brand identity, it has its global presence as a leading engine manufacturer, and its core capabilities are engine manufacturing as well as power generation, research and development, service and support, etc. And having a manufacturing facilities, DCs as well as service locations as its brand assets. These are the tools which we have used for case analysis like primary and secondary research, etc. And the challenges which we have observed in the aftermarket are, there is an unpredictable demand, and there is a complexity in the supply chain as well as reverse logistics, as well as high response rate is expected from the customers, and heterogeneous product portfolio is required. So from the secondary research, we have observed that Indian domestic aftermarket has grown at a CAGR of about 15 to 17% in the last 2 decades, as well as aftermarket can contribute up to 40% if it is penetrated very well. So the balanced scorecard here gives a brief summary of the solution in different perspectives. From the financial perspective, like how to achieve a revenue of about 2,000 crore as an estimated revenue of about 1,500 crores. As well as from the collaborative perspective, how to achieve better economic benefits as well as win-win situation for all the stakeholders. In the growth of XY Corporation, we will discuss about how it will emerge as an aftermarket leader. And in the internal benefit, we'll discuss about how we'll achieve a visibility of the brand and low risk entering strategy as well as stakeholder management, etc. So to understand the problem at a base level, we have done a customer survey which is of 10 drivers via a one-to-one interview via call, who have a 25 years of experience and are using Tata Motors as well as Ashok Leyland. And the main observations we noted is that there is no transparency in the service, replacement as well as service. And there is lack of knowledge due to the advancement of engine technology, even in the basic maintenance techniques. And more reliance on the local mechanics because of easy accessibility as well as affordability. And there is a language barrier when there is a breakdown outside the state, as well as there is non-availability of the services in the remote areas. So, analyzing the aftermarket distribution channel, we have chosen independent aftermarket with a key focused areas on own service centers and providing mobile workshops as well as e-commerce with the partnerships. So the benefits which we get through partnerships is like, we'll get an increased market power with a low risk. It provides a competitive edge as well as leveraging existing network with an elevated brand image and best customer service level. And coming to the financial benefits, we'll get like balanced revenue boost with the product bundling. So my friend Kabilan will give a brief analysis of go-to-market strategy.
So thank you, Likita. Next slide. So talking about go-to-market strategy, so these are the major after-sales services we are focusing. So why actually after-sales is very important. So from the data that we primary to secondary research, we got that around 38% of revenue is generated through after-sales market, and there is a huge potential, huge profit margin around 30 to 40% when we are selling spare parts. To exploit this potential of successful business model, we need a very good go-to-market strategy. When you talk about this, the major competitors for us in this landscape will be OEMs and the local fragmented market. But we can actually have a competitive edge over others by actually providing a low-cost products than OEMs, and also giving authentic services and best quality services than the local players. So now we are proposing the top 3 modes for GTM model. The first is full partnership and collaboration. So here we will be having a dealership method and also multi-brand details. The problem, but here full partnership is the brand visibility is less. Also the profit margin we get is not that high. And second is entering as an independent market player. So we will be entering as a new player. We will be developing a brand in this domain, and also we will be setting up new shops and services. But also the problem here is that a lot of risks associated and financial risk also associated because we are entering as a new player. The third model that we are proposing here is a balanced aftermarket model. But particularly the most important thing in this is that there are 2 areas we are looking in. One is a high traffic area, another is low traffic area. In high traffic area, we will be entering as an independent player because there is a lot of potential we can exploit there. And in the low traffic areas, we will be actually partnering with third-party players, and we will be entering there. So to actually choose which would be the very good go-to-market model, we actually done our primary and secondary research, and we have collected almost many aspects. So starting from a financial aspect, entry barriers, and it goes to company growth. Here also, actually, as you can see that the option 3 actually have a very feasible and optimal model. And we also benchmarked with all the multinational companies, and we are also able to get the same input. So finally, the go-to model that we are choosing in our proposal is that the balanced aftermarket model. So, next slide. So continuing further on operational model, this is a supply chain of aftermarket sales model that we are proposing. We start from planning, sourcing, marketing and sales, distribution and reverse logistics. The entire stages of this supply chain will be integrating with IT solution for transparency in the information. And talking about the designing of aftermarket network, the aftermarket design, the 3 major important criteria that we need to consideration is workforce allocation, and the optimization, all these things, and materials and product management, and also infrastructure development. To make everything successful, the important levers that we need to take consideration is that operation excellence, how excellent, efficient we are, and also organizational design, network excellence, information infrastructure and technology. So now talking about the high-level entry strategy, the 3 stages that we are going to follow here is explore, exploit, and being an aftermarket champion. In explore stage, as we have proposed the balanced aftermarket, we'll be entering the industry with planning and testing phase, that in the high areas we'll be entering, and in the major cities as an independent player, and also partnering with the next players. And then exploiting. So after entering, we will be exploiting the market by actually focusing on more than 80% of the customers. Finally, being an aftermarket champion. So here we need, this is all about how we are standardized and how we are increasing our efficiency and response time, all these things. And in all this aspect, the factors we need to be monitoring in the entire thing is that first is performance management of wholesalers and dealers, and a plan for every part. So every part that we are actually proposing, we should have a complete plan on that. And collaborations obviously, and optimizing everything. And the primary strategic initiatives that we will be doing, first and foremost thing is that we will be improving and extending a service offering, and also getting on to increase our portfolios. Second is a customization to local requirements, and also penetrating into the local markets. Finally, the factors considered for network design, the main emphasis is all about how service requirements we are providing, how quality it is, and how responsive we are, and how efficient we are. So further slides will be continued by Prasad.
Thank you, Kabilan. So moving on to the next, to the operation model. So first we have to look on the geographical hierarchy. First we have to establish a central hub to store our own product portfolio space, as well as the OEM space, as we are partnering with them. And to establish the regional warehouses to reduce the transportation cost, and we have to look for major traffic areas and to establish distribution centers, and we have to establish our own sales service center. And since it is a balanced aftermarket model, we have to expand our network through trucking service dealers, and we can also look for building the capability in the existing genset service centers to reduce our investment cost. And to leverage this supply chain properly, we can also look for some solutions in the remanufacturing area. So to increase the revenue in the remanufacturing area, we can focus on the collection part. As we have established networks, so we can accept the used parts and engines in all the service centers. We can develop validation and testing infrastructure in the service centers to give instant credit to the customers, as customers will be more willing to donate their products. And we can also increase the sales by selling these products in the e-commerce channel. And these are the KPIs that has to be tracked to validate the supply chain performance to move on to the exploit and standardization phase. And e-commerce also has a huge potential for selling our products, as this is an emerging market in India, especially for auto parts. So these are the major pain points we have understood from the customer, driver and customer perspective, fleet owner's perspective, why they are not buying products in the e-commerce channel. One is the installation complexity associated with the part, and second is the availability of variety of products in the e-commerce channel, limited part availability, and the problem with reverse logistics if they want to return, and there is delivery complexity for the company in case of size if the part is very big. So we have proposed a channel matrix where we can concentrate on the less size and low complexity parts in the e-commerce channel, and the rest of the parts in all other channels. That would mitigate the risk of allowing the customer to install the complex part on their own to damage the engine. So these are the value propositions. Please come back. These are the value propositions that our solution would provide to the customer. So through tie-ups with logistics services, we can provide doorstep deliveries, and we can also look on providing the videos for installation in our website, so as customer can easily install parts on their own. And we can also look for providing service technician in case of installation of little complex parts. Moving on to next, these are the solutions we are proposed to address the customer pain points as well as to attract the customers. So the digital solution include the development of mobile application where we'll be having basic features like service status tracking, garage search and service booking. And in using the telematics infrastructure of the XY Corp, we can also look for providing preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, real-time free tracking. As the XY Corp has infrastructure related to data logging, we can also look on taking the machines online in case the customer, the driver requires service in case of remote areas. We can also look on taking their machine online and providing the service. We can also provide 24/7 helpline assistance in all major native languages. And moving on to the next, these are the infrastructures we have to develop in order to implement the solution. First is the development of infrastructure for data centers to store data, and we have to establish the, we have to install these following components like GPS, sensors, and those things in the existing the XY Corp technology. And we also have to create platforms for real-time vehicle analytics and condition monitoring. Moving on to next. We can also look for creating our own control towers for vehicle monitoring as well as supply chain monitoring the supply chain. So this would greatly help in reaching the customer queries more faster. The response time would increase, and we can that will provide an insight to the XY Corp, like which are the vehicles are currently breakdown with the engines and which are under running, and performance data of those engines that would make them that would help them make better strategic decisions. So the rest will be explained by Kiran.
Yeah. So thank you, Prasad. So when we analyze the current revenue of the XY Corporation, we found that the service revenue is very less. It's contributing only 5.7% of the total revenue. But when we benchmark it with the global players, it can contribute up to 40%. So we need to improve them by leveraging our professionals for providing the additional services. And coming to the product portfolio expansion plan, we have only limited product portfolio. With that, we can't reach the customers in a mass audience. So we need to expand our products. So we have planned this in 3 stages. First stage is the strategic partnership with the brands. For example, in oil, in Volvo or the Castrol or the tire brand like MRF, Fiat, we can brand with them. And the second thing is tie up with the tier 1 suppliers. For example, the high moving parts or the white label products. So like for example, consumables, greases, those things. And third thing is we should invest on our R&D for the development of the new products. And coming to the network expansion plan. So this is the important which will decide our market penetration to serve the customers. So in the first stage, in the explore stage, so we will focus wherever the customers buy, means in high traffic areas or in the major cities there. And in the second stage, wherever the customers operate, we will serve them. And in the third stage, that is the aftermarket champion, wherever the customers are, we are able to access them through our most of the touch points. And as an innovative solution, our team proposed we can focus on implementing the containerized workshops in the remote areas, where the tough terrains may be in northeast regions, which will have a less investment and which we can reach the customers as well. So coming to the marketing strategy, how to attract the customers. This is the important thing, how do we attract the customers. So we should have a tie-ups with the fleet owners, large and medium fleet owners, so that we can attract them for the better business, and we can launch the refer and earn programs and even the tie-ups with the insurance as well, because more fleet owners are dependent on the insurance parties to claim the insurance. And how to retain the customers, because India is a very price sensitive market. Wherever they get the low price, they will go there. But how to retain them? So we should have long-term value agreements with the fleet owners who are having more than 10 or 15 vehicles, so that we will provide hassle-free maintenance solutions in a subscription-based model. And also we can launch our own credit card, like XY Corporation credit card, which will offer the prepaid amount to the loyal customers, so that they can use with the low interest or with minimal interest. So as a part of summary, with all these digital implementation, network expansion plan, portfolio expansion plan, with all these things, we can increase our customer base growth, we can increase our revenue, and we can also increase our market power in the market. So coming to the implementation plan, we have mapped the implementation for 3 years, 1 year the fixed plan and 2 year extended plan. in the explore, exploit, and these things. So in the explore region, we should focus on the marketing strategies, developing the infrastructure, developing the web-based or mobile applications. And in the explore option, we should focus on network expansion, adopting the service to the local requirements. Maybe in south, customer expectations are different. In north, it is different, those things. And in aftermarket campaign, we should learn and improve, standardize ourselves how to run and dense networks. So future strategic initiatives. These points are noted on based on the Indian trends. So we should focus on the EV vehicles, alternate fuel solutions, and we should also strengthen our e-commerce more, and we should also focus on the vertical integration in the backward way, and we should also focus on providing the charging solutions for the EV vehicles and sustainability practice as well. So coming to the financial analysis, we have made some assumptions based on the primary and secondary research, and we have calculated a cost for the investment for the year one. So we need an investment of around 128 crores with the operating cost of 85 crores, and we have estimated a revenue of approximately 1,500 crores at the end of year 3. And as a part of this summary, so the current, considering the net cash flows will be around approximately 500 crores at a discount rate of 20% with investment of 120 and 130 crore for the first year and 75 crore for the expansion plan. So as a summary, we are getting the benefit to cost ratio of around 3.08. Yeah, and our sincere thanks to our drivers, fleet owners, and some of the industry experts which we got a contact through our LinkedIn's or through our friend circle. And there are some of the resources which we put in our case discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Vision. Thank you very much. I hand it over to the jury now to ask their questions.
Okay, so firstly, a very good presentation, and it's good that you have also been on the ground to interview some of these live cases. So I had an overarching comment, right? So as I see your solution, right, there are probably a number of activities that we are supposed to be doing.
Yes, sir.
Right, and getting to the kind of revenue. So that is where comes my question to say that what would be the top 2 or 3 big initiatives that you say must happen as the basic set? Like if I leave those 10, 20 initiatives, what according to you would you pick as the top 2 or 3 initiatives?
Okay. So the first thing is the network expansion plan. For 3 years, we should have at least around touch points of 2,000 plus to serve the 20 million plus engines. And second important thing is developing the web-based digital implementation things like for web-based interface, live control towers, these things. And third important is the expanding the product portfolio, because as of now we are working in the limited thing, but we should expand our product portfolio to serve the whole vehicle, not only the engine components or the limited portion.
Okay. And there is one other thing where you mentioned about service. You made a comment on service to say that it is only 5.7%, it should go up to 40%.
Yes.
What makes you believe that we should increase our share of services?
Yes, sir. Sir, when we benchmark with the global players, for example, this data I got from the Caterpillar in the US, so they are making this service revenue of up to 40%. But the good thing is their professionals or whatever the models network they are not only serving their product portfolio, they train their employees to serve the additional products as well, so that they can charge using there. And even customers also will believe us on that, because Caterpillar, okay, for example, XY is a well-established brand, and these professionals are operating our vehicle in mechanics like, so they will trust us. We can earn trust on them so that we can increase our service revenue.
So that's fine, but I'm asking, why do you believe service revenue should be higher?
Sir, it has a huge margin actually. Service revenues have huge margin in terms of spare parts or in terms of service. So that is an exciting area to enter for XY Corp.
So it's mainly from a profitability perspective.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Again, good presentation. Question on competition. I didn't see much around who you think is XY Corp's competition,
Yes, sir.
and who are we competing with? Some of the solutions that you're talking about, how does that help us differentiate or continue to keep share?
Sir, considering the XY Corporation, we have 2 major competitors. On the top side, we have OEMs, like for example, Tata, Ashok Leyland. On the bottom end, we have the local fragmented mechanics market. Okay, but we can eliminate both the competitors by providing the competitive edge through some USPs. The first thing is providing the low cost service. For example, OEMs, they charge a little bit high. and they buy the parts from us, like a tier 1 suppliers for them. But if we are offering the service at low cost, we can eliminate them because India is a price sensitive market. For example, I am having a brand like I am Expo Corporation. We are having some kind of a brand. So customers we can pull from them. And second thing is the for local market, how to tackle them. Local market, there is a problem of authenticity of the work, what they are doing, and advancement of the engines. Like a local market or local mechanics, they are not aware how to serve the high-tech engines. So we can eliminate them by providing the good authenticity of the work. So we are eliminated both the options, the top one and the bottom one. So we are left alone.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's just kind of building on that. You said that in the high traffic area, we should go independent. That's your strategy.
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
low traffic area, we should go with third party. Can you help me understand why would you recommend that strategy?
It will be like in high traffic areas, it will be our own service centers as the growth potential is high because of high traffic. And in the low traffic areas, we can partner with trucking dealers like Trident or some other players because their revenue, based on the understanding, the revenue might be a little bit less compared to high traffic areas. So to mitigate the risk of high investment, we can partner with them and we can train the employees to service the entire truck.
Yes.
At the same time, there's going to be high competition, and we are still going to establish ourselves. So how do we, would the time taken by us will be more by XY Corp to establish itself in high traffic area if they go independent?
Yes, ma'am. Here we can leverage our own core capabilities. For example, in the high traffic areas, like we know that revenue will come because we are having some existing brand. So if we enter as an independent player, we can attract them easily.
And also, ma'am, in the case background, it was given that it has its own workshops and dealers in the major cities. So it will be an additional benefit for us.
Are we done with the jury? Okay, pretty satisfied. Okay, do we have questions? Yes, sir, please, from the other leader here. Can we have the mic for the leader here as well? Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, Team Vision, very good presentation and very close to the real scenario in the aftermarket. So I really congratulate you for doing a really good study of the market and so very, very good work done. So my only question is that you are also suggesting to expand the portfolio of other products apart from engine. So what is your thought process on the branding? Should we keep Cummins brand? Should we generate a new brand for that, or what? What should be the branding strategy?
Sir, we have a okay.
Yeah, because in the market, Cummins is known for particular products. If you have to add a lot of other products, so what kind of branding, either Cummins or something new, and how should we do that? You had not emphasized much on branding part, and that's a very key thing in the aftermarket. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So first thing is we should have a strategic partnership with the brands. For example, engines. Okay, we can partner with Volvo engine or a Castrol engine oil like this. They are also having some market power within the existing India, and if they collaborate with us, they also get the additional revenue, and we also get the portfolio expansion. So it's a win-win situation for both the stakeholders. So as a second part, white label products, for example, consumables or the high moving parts. For example, like a grease or the rivets, these things. So for this, we can partner with the tier 1 suppliers where they don't have any brand recognition. So onboarding them, but we are selling with our label. For example, if any grease supplier is there, we are buying grease from them and we are putting our label, XY Corporation grease. So which will give the additional benefit to the customer trusting us. So as a third thing, we should invest in our R&D to develop our own products. Or the niche products which will cater to our serving the whole vehicle, not only the limited portfolio things.
And as a driver, they might be needing the entire service, not only engine service, right? So if we could able to leverage these areas, we can increase our profit margin because giving the white label products will increase our revenue in terms of profit margins.
Yes, sir.
Should we keep XYZ Corp brand, or should we generate a new brand for expansion of products?
No, sir. We can have it like a XY brand label only.
Okay. It's product specific. Actually.
And how to penetrate the brand in the market? That's what are your thoughts on that?
So,
Yes, sir. We can go for the product bundling options. in these cases. For example, we can issue some loyalty programs to the existing customers or the new customers. For example, if they want to replace a tire to their trucks, they can come to us. We will offer some 10% discount or whatever it is to attract them. Maybe the free washes, like that. We can start our marketing things and we can attract them. We can penetrate well into these things.
Okay, overall, very good job. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Team Vision, for all your answers. Now let me go ahead and ask the audience in case if you have any question to kindly. Yes, we do. We're going to hand over the mic to you.
Hi, Team Vision. Great presentation, and I really appreciate the research you've done. One question. So when you talk about the customer, who do you think is the buyer, right? Who's making the purchase decision, and how do they perceive a job well done versus not well done?
So to answer that, the customers are majorly the drivers and the fleet owners. So drivers, they can be fleet owners also, but the fleet owners will have many vehicles under them, not only a single kind of vehicle, they will be having a wide variety of vehicles. So in terms of satisfaction they get, it's mostly the cost perspective, like they want an affordable rate of service, as well as they want easy accessibility for the service. So the major pain point we understood is in case their reliance is more on local mechanics because they are affordable and they are easily accessible. Within a call they can come to the place and they can do the service. This is the one of the advantages of going the local mechanics. So we have to give a high response rate, and like basically implementing our solutions will give we can reduce the turnaround time so as to reach the customer more faster. So that would give the satisfaction what customer wants.
Okay, and adding to the Prasad points, we can also focus on launching the mobile workshops. As I proposed in my innovative solutions, with the container workshops, like where we can immediately go to access them and we do the needful for them.
Understood. So you're saying quick turnaround of the problem and like getting the vehicle back on the road in a quick and a low-cost manner.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, thank you, Team Vision, and you have impressed everyone here. Please put your hands together for this amazing team, everybody. You want to take one more question because, okay, in the interest of time, one last question. Sorry, team, go ahead.
Hi. First of all, Team Vision, congratulations and appreciate the good work done. I have a question. Basically, you talked about the service revenue. 40% is the possibility to achieve there. It's also the most difficult one, right? So in case of a off-highway market, typically we have seen the best service revenue around 23 to 25% with minimum investments. In the on-highway market, with all the challenges of setting up the service center closer to the customer locations or on road, so what is the best possible percentage which you think is doable, and do you have any benchmarks done within India of anybody doing best contribution of the service revenue?
Yes, sir. Actually, I am a friend who is working in Ashok Leyland. Like I got in touch with him regarding this for his case help. So they entered the after sales market in 2012, and right now, when we gone through their annual report and all, it's clearly evident that 38% is from after sales revenue only. We calculated revenue and that it's contributing up to 38%. But to achieve this, they took around 12 years of time. So as of now, they have around 2,500 touch points throughout the India, which is the highest among all the players. And their service rate is like on the par with the standards. For example, if they are not serving the breakdown vehicles within 24 hours, they are giving 1,000 rupees off for the customers. For example, if I am the customer, I notified them that I have breakdown, they should come within 24 hours. If they don't come, they are providing a discount to me. Like this is the way how they are making, how they painted into the market, and right now they are the market leaders, where it is contributing up to 38%.
And so 38% when you say, it is the total aftermarket revenue and not necessarily the service revenue. So what is the contribution of the service revenue within that 38% is my question.
Actually, to answer that, So the spares profit margin will be comparatively higher than that of service. So service we can enjoy profit of 10 to 20%, and for spares, like if you see especially spares, we can like it is a direct selling to the customer. So we can enjoy a profit margin of 30 to 40% as per the benchmarks.
Sir, and also adding to his point, service, by offering the service now, we are able to pull the customers with our good authenticity of the work. Maybe the margin is less when compared to the after sales spare parts, but we can retain the customers, because if the well-established brand like XY Corporating trained professionals are serving them, they will trust our authenticity of the work, instead of going to the local mechanics where they don't have a proper knowledge on treating the advancement of the engines.
Okay, thank you. I think what you're trying to say is, although the spares revenue is much, much higher than the service revenue, it creates a pull
Yes.
in terms of selling more parts. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let's have a big hand for the Team Vision. That was brilliant. You actually impressed everyone. A big hand. Thank you.